What's up, Tipsies? It is Twyla's Tipsy Travelz, The Bachelorette, Round, Brown, and Abroad edition. Okay, so here's an update, a general update on dating abroad as well as just like these dating apps. While I am popular to be swiped on, these fools do not like to meet. It's poop or get off the pot. Like, come on, guys. Like, do you want to meet or not? But apparently, this is an issue all the way around. This is a bad issue. I guess females are doing it too to the guys, because you'll see in their profiles, if you're not looking to meet in real life, or why swipe right if you're not going to talk or whatever. So apparently this is an issue. I will admit there have been some guys that I've swiped on and I haven't talked to. Most of the time I'm the one who initiates the conversation. So for a lot of them, when I swipe right, especially on Tinder, and you can both message each other, like you can message me, yo, like for real. And then on Bumble, the female has 24 hours to message the guy back. And there have been some that either I just plain forgot and didn't message, or like I kind of like changed my mind or whatever. It was one of those things of, I want to swipe to the next guy. I don't know if I like you or not. So let me just swipe right on you, and oh, we're matched. Okay, well, let me go look at the next guy. It's kind of one of those. But for the most part, probably about 95% of the guys that I swipe on, I message. Even on Tinder, I will get the party started because these guys don't want to talk. So there's that part that's really annoying. So what else? What other little tidbits are there? There's a lot of the guys who go dark. I went dark once, but for the most part, I try to continue conversation, and then they go dark. They go dark, they stop talking, and I'm just like, all right, well, that's that. So bye. Obviously, just like in the US, there are still a lot of guys that are looking just to bone. And, well, it would be nice. Like, one night stands for the female is usually not great, because guys suck generally, unless they usually care about you. So, it's like, in a one night stand, they can't really care about you if, it's the first time out. Like yesterday, I had a guy who he had said, if you're not looking to meet in real life, don't swipe right on me. So I swiped right on him because I meet in real life. And, I said, I wholeheartedly agree, blah, blah, blah. He never responded. And so I messaged him some days later, and I go, so you just contradicted everything you said. He's like, oh, I just like playing hard to get. Yeah, right, whatever. I think he was out of town with some friends or something, because the location said he was far away. And so he was coming back into town, and so he's just like, okay, let's meet tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. And then he started asking me, so what do you do? I'm like, oh, I do this. Oh, you work from home, you must have a nice place. And I'm like, I know where this is going. I go, yes, I do have a nice place, but it's not mine. I am renting out a room, and my flatmate / landlord, I don't think she's cool with me bringing guests over. And then I'm like, who are you staying with? Oh, I'm staying with my mom while I'm in town, because he's only in town for like a couple, like 2 weeks or something. And he's just like, oh, I'm staying with my mom or whatever. And then I go, well, I understand it if you bypass me or whatever. And he did. I'm just like, yeah, I knew it. I figured you're just wanting to get some. Lord. And then there's Easy Touch Teacher. Remember Easy Touch Teacher that I touched on a couple episodes ago? Well, that fool lied. as far as I can see. He lied. I'm not gonna lie. I'll take like screenshots and send them to my mom, because I mean, my mom wants to know what these fools look like before I ever meet any of them. And so, girls got to be safe. So anyway, I kept forgetting to send her one, but you know how he was going out of town. He lives in Glasgow and said, come visit me. And I'm like, yes, I'll come, whatever. And then he was out of town, and he said that he was going out of town on, a holiday to Spain. Spain is quite a few hundreds of miles away from here, right? Well, that fool forgot that Tinder shows your distance, your location from each other. And his distance, when I went back to take a screenshot to show my mom, his distance never changed. That fool ain't leave. And he hasn't contacted me in a while. I'm just like, are you married? Do you have a girlfriend? What's that all about? Because, I mean, there was very strong chemistry between us, but I guess because, I didn't put out that night or whatever, and he went back to Glasgow, he's just like, all right, that's it, that's all. So, whatever, these men, I'm telling you. Different country, same BS. I might be more popular here, but the guys are still on some garbage. So, also another update, did I bring up the golden boy? I think I may have brought up the golden boy. 29-year-old had really good game. Like, man, some really, really good game. I met up with him at his job. He's a so-called chef. But I found out it was at like this inn, like this rustic pub / inn near this island, which is funny. The island that Fluffy Man Bear took me on, where I was dressed inappropriately, and then we went to the pub to get some food, but they weren't serving any. That's where this guy works. Look at that, small world. So anyway, I go back to this place to meet up with him, and he was going to Glasgow for the evening. Always with the Glasgow, but he really did. But he was going to Glasgow for the evening to party with some friends there. And I said, well, I'll come meet you at work. We can talk, and then I'll ride the bus with you there, just to get to be able to meet. I had forgotten none of his pictures. He's a really attractive dude, but none of his pictures was he showing any teeth. So I'm like, oh no, I forgot. I got into this great conversation with this guy, and I forgot to ask. So I go, oh God, and please, I was already on the bus, but I'm like, and please tell me that your teeth are decent. And he's just like, well, they're mine. They're not the greatest, but they're mine. When I walked up and he started talking, I was like, oh no. They were super duper crowded, like super crowded, and looked like a coffee filter, a used coffee filter. It was sad. It was very brown. It's very brown. And then I couldn't stop looking at his teeth, and I think that he sensed that, and so he wasn't feeling me, and I wasn't feeling him, and so there was that. It was sad. So I gotta hurry up now, but I have a date today, a little lunch break coffee date with a new guy that I will give more details on later. As of right now, I'm trying to decide between a name for him, and it's either the Man of Many Faces or the Man of Many Voices. I'll explain more when I return from this date. My fingers are crossed that this one is actually a decent dude. I'm just looking, a nice guy for the remainder of the time that I'm here. That would be nice. Anyway, until then, I'll be back. All right, I don't have a lot of battery. I'm out here, out in the park. Gonna give you the update on my date with Man of Many Voices, as I will call it, because my flatmate is taking a nap or whatever, and I'm not trying to wake her up talking about it. But anyway, the date went really well. like really well. He's, you know, just like, he's a cute guy. Cute guy, has a red beard, but like dirty blonde hair, glasses, just cute. You know, and he calls himself nerdy or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I guess, but only a little bit. And he's wearing a suit because he was, you know, on a break from work. And it was a coffee date. And when we met at like a food court in the train station. And that's right next to his office. And he immediately gave me a hug, and then as we walked into Starbucks, he held my hand, and then he opened the door for me, and then without question he got my coffee and cake, asking what I wanted, and very attentive. And then we talked, and it was very nice, you know, a little, you know, I would touch his knee and he would touch mine, and then we kind of was like holding hands and rubbing fingers. Oh yes, very nice. And then and just had good conversation. And then on the way out, he held the door open for me again. And then as we walked down the very busy sidewalk on one of the busiest streets in Edinburgh, towards his office, he grabbed for my hand again and held my hand, and then we stopped at an intersection where he was going across one way and I was going across the other way, and it's a very busy intersection. Folks is walking by, cars are passing by or stopped at the light, and he pulled me in for the kiss. He did, and it was nice. Unfortunately, he is going out of town on vacation with his children to visit his family in, I'm assuming, another part of Scotland. And so I gotta wait another 2 weeks before I see him again. And that kind of sucks because, you know, when you just meeting someone and you have a connection, you have an attraction to them, but trying to hold on to that after you've just met for 2 weeks, I mean, while actively, you both might be actively dating other people, that's hard. It's hard to keep the thrill alive when you just met. So we shall see how that works out. But one of the reasons why I call him a man of many voices, I swear, I meet the most interesting people while I'm here. He has a speech disorder called Dyspraxia or something like that, where you lack coordination of like lips, teeth, and tongue to be able to pronounce certain words. And so he doesn't have a Scottish accent, or at least not fully. He actually has multiple accents. Northern European, Russian, African, and which is crazy. It's crazy. His accent is wild. And basically the reasoning for it is because the speech therapy that he went through as a young boy, he uses whatever accent is necessary to pronounce a word. Because every accent uses a different part of the lips, teeth, and tongue to say certain words. And so in order to say certain words, he has to use whatever accent is necessary to say it. And so I'm like, this is the craziest thing ever, but it's so cool at the same time. I'm just like, this dude has the coolest accent. Like, you can't place it. That's for sure. So yeah, it was really cool, and he was really nice. I like him, and he seems to like me. So we'll see what happens. Yay! But I'm not going to get my hopes up too much, because whenever I do, things fall apart. So, but yeah, so far so good with him. So anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a new video. Comment. I love reading you guys' comments. And other than that, stay tipsy, my friends.